changing your life one story at a time. This is the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast with Editor-in-Chief Amy Newmark.
Hey, it's Amy Newmark with some new favorites for you from our latest book, Chicken Soup for the Soul, Dreams and the Unexplainable. You know, there's a publishing industry term for these books about miracles and angels and messages from heaven and amazing coincidences and dreams and all the other weird but good stuff that happens to people. The publishing industry calls them woo-woo books, but that has a somewhat negative meaning, as if the stories aren't true. And these stories in our books really did happen to people, and you'd be hard-pressed to find an explanation for most of them. So today I'm going to share two really fun stories with you, stories that are not woo-woo at all, but are just plain weird and wonderful. And the first one comes to us from quite a prolific Chicken Soup for the Soul writer, Eva Carter, who had a very strange dream for the first time when she was 20 years old. In this dream, an angel was coming toward her, and the angel was carrying a small bundle, which was a newborn baby. There were no babies in Eva's life. She was only 20, so she decided to forget about it, even though the dream was so vivid. And then a few months later, she had the dream again, but this time the baby was a few months old. And after that, Eva had that dream about once a year, and each time the baby was a year older. So Eva, in her dream, watched that baby grow through her toddler years, and then her little girl years, and then she became a teenager. One day, Eva had friends visiting, and one of her friends said, "How many siblings do you have?" And Eva found herself saying that she was the middle child in her family. But then as soon as the words came out of her mouth, she was shocked because she thought, well, I know very well. There's just two of us. There's me and there's my older brother. And she had no idea why she had said she was a middle child. Soon after that, Eva's mother took her back to where she had been born, which was in Czechoslovakia. And there she would see her father, who her mother had divorced when Eva was only 8 and who Eva really didn't know anymore. The only thing that Eva remembered was that he had very nice, sparkly eyes. So back in Czechoslovakia, Eva stayed in her father's apartment and got to know him again. And the dream returned, but more vivid than ever. But it was still just a dream as far as Eva knew. And then, as their visit was drawing to an end, Eva's mother was chatting with one of the neighbors, and the neighbor mentioned something. She said that Eva's father had had a short marriage some time ago and actually had another child. Well, he denied that this had ever happened, but it was probably because it was really embarrassing. The mother of that baby had left him as soon as she had the baby, and he never got to see that child. So for him, there was no child, but it was a baby girl, and she was the same age as the girl in Eva's dreams. Eva was curious about this secretive half-sister, but she actually didn't try to find her until 27 years later when Eva's father passed away. And then Eva went and searched for her on the internet, sent her an email, and sure enough, her half-sister wrote back. And now Eva has a half-sister, one who is 20 years younger than her and was born the same month that Eva had that first dream about that newborn baby girl. Last May, that dream baby came to visit Eva in the United States, and Eva got to see her in person for the first time. And sure enough, she had those same beautiful, sparkly eyes as Eva's father. So Eva doesn't have the dream anymore, because of course she doesn't need to, because now her dream sister has become her real sister. Have you ever had the hidden room dream? That one where you're in your house, but you find a hidden room or even a hallway leading to a bunch of rooms? It's really thrilling to find that extra space, and it's disappointing when you wake up and you learn that it was just a dream. I've had that dream a lot, and Donna Roberts had that hidden room dream, and she tells us about it in Chicken Soup for the Soul, Dreams and the Unexplainable. I was able to talk to Donna about her story recently, and she told me how it all started.
So I had just bought my first home, and it was quite a bit bigger than any other place I'd ever had before. And in those first few days, I even got lost a couple of times wandering around because I wasn't used to the layout. And then I started doing all those tasks you do when you move into a new home. The cleaning, painting, decorating, and every night I was exhausted when I settled down on my temporary mattress. And I kept having one dream over and over again. And in that dream, I was wandering through the house, and I would come up on a hidden room. Sometimes it was like it was an abandoned attic filled with various objects, but other times it was just an empty space. Either way, the new room was a welcome surprise.
Donna said that she knew that recurring dreams could easily be explained by what was going on in your life. So she just attributed this dream to her excitement over moving into a new home. And she settled into her home, and eventually she even stopped having that dream about the hidden room. And then, more than a decade after she moved in, she needed to replace the roof of her house. And that's when the story got very interesting.
So that spring, the roofers came, and they began the task of removing the old and laying down the new. And one day when the basic framework was in place, but before the insulation and the tiles were installed, the lead roofer casually said to me, "So that room sealed off behind your bedroom, do you want me to insulate that too?" And I just smirked at him, thinking he was in cahoots with my spouse, teasing me about my secret room fascination. But he pressed on. "You know about that room, right?" So I just said sarcastically, "Well, yeah, sure, I'm going to make that into the library." And still he continued. "Okay, so you do want me to insulate it then?" And at this point, I was thinking he was taking the joke too far. So to end it, I just said, "Well, show me the space so I can decide." And he led me out onto the balcony of the master bedroom. I climbed up his ladder. I looked into the space where he pointed. And sure enough, behind the wall that our headboard sat against was a fully contained 8 by 12 room. It was unfinished, completely empty, but there it was nonetheless, a bona fide secret room.
Donna was blown away. She really did have a secret room. So what did she use that bonus room for?
Well, that's how I actually came to have a small, cozy library years after I moved into my house.
Amazing, right? Dreams really can be these uncanny, unexplained vehicles for surprising truths. And that's why I love this new book so much. So if you'd like to learn more about Chicken Soup for the Soul, Dreams and the Unexplainable, you can find it on our website, chickensoup.com. And it's on sale now everywhere that books are sold in the U.S. and Canada, including Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Chapters Indigo stores, your local independent bookstore, Costco Canada, Walmart, Rite Aid, Target, Kroger, and of course Amazon. Come back Friday to meet the very famous Arianna Huffington, founder of the Huffington Post. We're going to talk about what she's doing these days, and in particular about the value of getting enough sleep so that you can have amazing dreams and all the other benefits that come with sleep as well.